Do you want me to go?
Yeah. I don't think I can control myself.
The most satisfying relationships are usually built on equity and on a mutually rewarding balance of give and take. If one person has much stronger feelings than the other, it throws off the balance of the relationship. Imbalanced relationships are not really good for anybody. The beloved one will have more power. They'll also feel pressure to act in ways they don't feel. The person who has greater feelings toward the other will be hurt a lot and will want things to happen that the beloved one doesn't want to do, can't do, or won't do. You can't fake love and caring. If there is too much imbalance, the relationship won't grow and flourish. As people have more experience in relationships, they will tend to avoid these situations. You might feel this yourself someday if you see in somebody's eyes feelings that you can't reciprocate. It is scary to be on either side of that. As the beloved, you don't want to deal with worrying about hurting the other person or putting the energy into pleasing them when you're not that interested. As the one who yearns for greater affection, you might be tempted to get in as deep as possible in hopes the other person will come around. That is a typical rom-com premise, but it is a fairy tale. If the feelings are too lopsided, you'll be insecure, feel anxiety, and not be as attractive to the other person. Your beloved one will at some point bolt, and you will feel hurt. So, the solution, easier said than done, is to go slowly. Don't allow yourself to get too invested unless you can see that the person you're interested in has some degree of interest in you. Don't indulge yourself in fantasies of how things will be once you've turned them. Live in the present. Judge the budding relationship for what it is, not in terms of what you want it to be. As you feel a mutual care grow, then allow yourself to invest more into it. It will be better for you, better for the other person. Improve your chances at making the relationship work and make for a better relationship. This is no science though, so figure that any relationship involves some risk. Just know that a good relationship is like a tree. It takes a long time to mature and you can't rush it. So go for it, but just don't go too fast. I'm going to tell you how you can avoid getting attached to any girl, saving yourself from a whole lot of drama many get engulfed by. Sit back and listen closely. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, admit that you are attached or about to be. The first step to solving any problem is admitting that there is indeed a problem. If you are getting attached in the first place and deny it, your chances of dealing with this attachment get slimmer. If you are unsure of whether you are getting attached, look out for the following signs. You can't seem to stop talking about her to friends, especially bringing up irrelevant details. You're always texting or calling her. You're always trying to meet up with her. You can't help but plan weddings in your head. You rarely say no to her, even if you want to. You're spending less time with your social circle because you're with her. You're always on their social media pages checking what they are up to. Taking note of your specific examples of attachment will help you to not get too attached because you will be able to target those behaviors specifically. Next, number 2, actually consider if she's right for you. A key method on how to not get emotionally attached to a girl is to take a step back and consider if she is matching the ideals you expect from a girl you want to date. When we start dating, we get blinded by feelings and become blind to many things we wouldn't normally overlook. This is why you need to look out for those things you don't want in a girlfriend to avoid making a mistake. If you find them, you'll definitely return to earth, where you can then decide if she is someone you can work with. Unfortunately, there is also the chance that she would be perfect for you, only increasing the chances of developing attachment issues. Continue watching for other tips if this is the case. Number 3, check if she is matching your energy. After checking to see if you are getting attached, find out if this is the same with her. Is she doing things like replying to texts fast and trying to meet up often? If yes, this is a good sign, but you should be careful not to move too fast. And if she's not matching this energy, it is a sign that you need to tone things down before you scare her off. Number 4, date other people. Unless you are a special one, dating multiple people helps with how to not be attached to someone because you will have more people to devote your time and feelings to. Having all your eggs in different baskets will remind you that you have options, which will calm your emotions until you decide on the one person you want to move on with. By then, you would be far along enough to be attached without worries. It is important to note that dating multiple people doesn't mean you have to be intimate with all of them. You can take it slow and use this time to find out more about them before making your final decision. Number 5, come up with boundaries. If you want to stop getting attached so easily, setting boundaries regarding how you relate with girls is the way to go. For instance, if it is something casual you want, it would be best never to go on dates or spend time with each other. This can proliferate into feelings that lead to attachment. Other areas you can set up boundaries include personal problems you are allowed to share, as this can lead to you becoming a confidant, the number of times you see her per week, the number of times you can text or call per day, the amount of money you spend on dates, gifts, and other romantic gestures. These boundaries should be based on past behavior and other relationships that led to negative attachment. Number 6, get busy. Maybe what you want is to stop being attached to someone you are already attached to. A great tip in that regard is to keep yourself busy and distract your brain from thinking too much about the girl in question. You can give more attention to your work, school, or hobbies. You could even engage in that interest you picked up but never had time for, and those wonderful self-care activities you know will make you a better you. Another great way to keep busy is to spend time with your friends and family. Engaging in activities with your social circle helps you avoid being attached and dependent, and increase the time intervals you get to see the girl, which will work wonders for any underlying attachment issues you may have. Number 7, hold off meeting family and friends. Allowing your partner to meet your friends and family is a huge step that anoints the relationship and formalizes it. Therefore, it is a very important thing to avoid when thinking about how to not get attached to a girl. Whether the girl will eventually meet your people depends on the type of relationship you have with her. For instance, a casual partner should never meet your family, and the only reason they should meet your friends is if they were with you when she came around. For a more serious relationship, hold off on this for a while until you are sure you want to go the distance. And of course, it goes without saying that you shouldn't meet her friends and family either. Number 8, don't put a label on it yet. When you label what you have with a girl as a relationship, extra pressure is created that gives you responsibilities that only serve to increase attachment. Therefore, it is in your best interest as a person, avoiding attachments, to stay away from calling what you have a relationship just yet. You are simply hanging with a girl you might like and who might like you, and taking it one day at a time. Lastly, number 9, work on your issues. If you notice that you constantly exhibit attachment issues in most relationships you have had, it might be a sign of more serious emotional issues such as insecurity. Don't beat yourself down if this is the case, because it happens to the best of us, and it is beatable. Well, there you have it then, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you support the channel down below by dropping a like and subscribing for more content in the near future. See you in the next one. Stay blessed.